You believe your choices are your own. You believe you're in the driver's seat of your life. But that is a comforting illusion. And honestly, it's the first lie you need to unlearn. Your decisions, they're being made for you. Your impulses are being programmed, and your future is being sold to the highest bidder. We're here to reveal the psychological architecture of the cage they've built around you.
You look at your bank account and you feel that sting of shame, right? You blame your lack of discipline, your failure to budget, your weakness for those small luxuries. You've been taught, conditioned even, to believe that your financial struggles are a personal failing. Well, today, we're going to completely dismantle that lie. Your struggle isn't a character flaw. It's the calculated outcome of a system that is designed to keep you running in place.
All right, let's begin. Section 1, the invisible chains. Think about this. You're earning more money than ever before, but you're not actually getting any wealthier. Your paycheck grows, but your savings account, it's just stuck. You feel like you're on a treadmill, working harder and harder just to stay in the exact same spot. This isn't some accident. No, this is the first and the most common symptom of the invisible chains holding you down. The mechanism behind this has a name. It's called lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation, and it is the silent killer of budgets. As soon as you get a raise, your standard of living just adjusts upward to meet it. But your savings rate, it doesn't budge. All that extra money just vanishes into slightly nicer dinners, a better car lease, a pricier apartment. Now, these aren't big, dramatic purchases. They're small, seemingly reasonable upgrades that quietly, day by day, erode your financial strength. You see, this creep isn't a logical process. It's a deep-seated psychological one. First up, you've got hedonic adaptation. That premium coffee that felt like a treat, yeah, now it feels like a baseline necessity. Second, there's social comparison. Your new job comes with new colleagues who vacation differently, who drive different cars, and your brain just unconsciously pushes you to keep up. Third is the reward mentality. I work so hard, I've earned this. It's the perfect justification for 1,000 small splurges that compound into a massive financial drain. And finally, there's unconscious drift. It just happens, quietly, without a single conscious decision being made.
But here's the thing. The financial drain is only half the story. Your money is directly linked to your attention. And this brings us to dopamine scrolling. This isn't just about wasting time. It's the active, habitual hunt for novel content. You're seeking a reward, a small neurological hit, and these platforms are engineered to give it to you over and over again. This behavior primes you for spending. It trains your brain to seek out immediate, tiny rewards, which fragments your attention and makes you incredibly vulnerable. We're talking about over 1 billion people caught in this loop, spending hours a day in this exact state.
And that leads us directly to Section 2. To really understand why you're trapped, we have to go deeper than just your habits. We have to look at the wiring itself. You see, the system isn't just exploiting your behavior. It's exploiting a fundamental, ancient bias that's hardwired right into your brain. They've built the trap to fit your neurology perfectly. So what is this bias? It's called hyperbolic discounting. It's the reason you'll almost always choose $5 today over $15 next week. It's exactly why you prioritize the immediate hit of a new purchase over the long-term security of a fat savings account. Your brain dramatically overvalues the now and just as dramatically undervalues the later. It's a relic of our evolutionary past when, let's be honest, tomorrow was never guaranteed. And that ancient survival instinct, it's now being systematically weaponized against you. Now look closely at this. Really let it sink in. This slide shows the fundamental conflict that's raging inside your own mind. On the left, you have your rational plan, a clear, logical path towards a future reward. But on the right, that's your brain's instinctive reality, that immediate hit, that small, instant gratification. It's so close and so potent that it completely distorts your perception. It makes the path to the larger, future rewards seem impossibly distant and uncertain. And that gap, that little space between the two curves, that's the kill zone where every bad financial decision you've ever made was born. And make no mistake about it, this isn't just some quirky cognitive bias, it's a biological vulnerability. As neuroscientist Laura Pickett states, the dopamine release you get from social media engagement stimulates the exact same neural pathways as addictive substances. Your brain's reward system, the mesolimbic pathway, literally doesn't know the difference between a like and a line of Coke. The reinforcement is the same, the compulsion is the same, and the cycle of dependency is exactly the same. So the big question is, who built this? This isn't a natural state of affairs. This is a manufactured environment. In Section 3, we're going to pull back the curtain on the architects of this whole system, the corporations and platforms that have weaponized your neurobiology for their own profit. Welcome to the dopamine economy.
And this is their blueprint. It's called the dopamine trigger-to-purchase funnel. It's a deliberate, four-step process engineered to convert a fleeting neurological impulse into a cold, hard financial transaction. It all starts with a dopamine trigger, something novel, scarce, or perfectly personalized to you. This creates emotional engagement, that feeling of anticipating a reward. That leads to a behavioral response, a click, a scroll, an add to cart. And it all culminates in the impulse purchase, made totally frictionless with one-click ordering. Every single step is optimized against you.
And these are their weapons. Every one of them is designed to exploit hyperbolic discounting. Infinite scroll eliminates any natural reason to stop. Scarcity cues like only 2 left in stock create this manufactured urgency. Social validation turns our basic human need for connection into a variable reward, just like a slot machine. The algorithms, they don't just know what you want. AI can now predict what you will want, serving you an unexpected but deeply desired item to maximize that dopamine hit. And finally, one-click ordering removes the very last barrier, that moment of reflection between your impulse and your action.
Okay, we've arrived at the most important part of this entire explainer. Section 4. We are going to completely reframe this entire problem. What if I told you that your impatience, your intense focus on the present, your so-called inability to delay gratification, what if it's not a flaw? What if it's a perfectly rational adaptation to the world you've been forced to live in? We all know the famous marshmallow test. The myth is that it measures a child's innate self-control, but that's just wrong. When they replicated the study, they revealed the unspoken rule. The test actually measures a child's trust in their environment. When researchers created an unreliable world for the kids, promising them better crayons but then never delivering, those children ate the first marshmallow almost immediately. And why wouldn't they? In an unreliable world, the only rational choice is to take the reward you can see. The future is just not guaranteed.
I want you to internalize this new term, rational adaptation. In an environment of precarity where you're constantly facing unpredictable resource shocks, a surprise medical bill, a sudden car repair, a layoff out of nowhere, planning for the long term actually becomes a failing strategy. Your brain learns that future plans are probably just going to be derailed anyway, so it shortens its planning horizon. Being present-focused, what they call impulsive, becomes the most logical survival strategy available.
Let this sink in. Your impatience is not a character flaw. Your inability to save is not some kind of moral failing. It is a survival skill you were forced to learn in a world that taught you, again and again, that the future cannot be trusted. You take the first marshmallow because you've learned from experience that the person promising a second one might not come back. The shame you feel is completely misplaced. It belongs to the system that created the precarity in the first place. So, where does that leave us? Acknowledging the truth is the first critical step, but it's not enough, not even close. In Section 5, we move from diagnosis to protocol, and I'm not talking about friendly advice or little life hacks. This is a serious, systematic process for reclaiming your mind from the dopamine economy. The process starts with a single, uncompromising number, a commitment. 30 days. This isn't some arbitrary period I pulled from thin air. It is the minimum time that science tells us is required to begin the difficult but essential work of rewiring the neurological damage that has been done to you. The research from places like Stanford Medicine is crystal clear. A month-long dopamine fast is the absolute minimum time needed to reset your brain's delicate reward pathways. Think of it like a factory reset for your neurology. You have to starve the overstimulated pathways. You have to let the noise die down so your brain can once again feel satisfaction from normal, modest, real rewards. Whether your drug of choice is impulse shopping or infinite scrolling, the principle for recovery is exactly the same. And this is the protocol. Step 1. You conduct a ruthless system audit. I want you to identify and write down every single notification, every app, and every trigger in your environment that is designed to capture you. Be honest. Be thorough. Step 2. Execute the 30-day fast. This requires absolute commitment. No compromises, no cheat days. It's going to be difficult. That is how you know it's working. Step 3. Build intentional friction. The system is designed for zero friction consumption. You must reintroduce it. Delete the apps from your phone. Use browser extensions to block feeds. Put physical distance between you and your triggers. Make impulsive behavior difficult again. And finally, step 4. Recalibrate to long-term value. You must consciously and systematically replace the cheap hits with activities that provide deep, lasting satisfaction. Read a book, take a walk, have a real conversation. Reteach your brain what real reward actually feels like. And so, here we are. You now see the invisible chains of lifestyle creep, you understand the neurological mechanism of hyperbolic discounting, you've seen the blueprint of the dopamine economy, and now you have the protocol for escape.
At this point, knowledge is no longer the issue. The only remaining question is one of will. Are you going to click away from this and go right back to the comfortable illusion? Or are you going to accept the responsibility that comes with this knowledge and commit, truly commit, to seeing reality as it is, not as they want you to see it? That choice is yours and yours alone. If you're one of the few who is ready to commit, then hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Join the conversation in the comments. Join the movement of people who choose to understand. The choice is simple. Remain a product of the system, or begin the hard work of reclaiming yourself. Begin now.